Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. Population growth. It is a major challenge for the state. And in Northeast Indiana, it has become the focus of a full court press. Unemployment is at 4% or lower in each of the region's 11 counties, and it is projected that more than 20,000 workers will be retiring in the next decade, and more than 100,000 jobs will need to be filled. Now, while the Regional Cities Initiative is making an impact, a lot more needs to be done for the road to 1 million to become reality. And John Sampson, the CEO of the Northeast Indiana Regional Partnership, is here with more as always. John, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
This is an ambitious goal, 1 million residents that you want to reach, and it's all about talent, keeping talent and attracting talent. Why is this such a big issue, not only for Indiana, but in particular Northeast Indiana?
Well, you mentioned the unemployment figures. Yeah. Every employer we talk to is looking for the right talent, the right place. And at those low unemployment rates, these companies are thinking about how are they going to grow in the future. And it's our job as a community to prepare for them, either through talent development efforts or talent attraction or talent retention efforts. And we're going to do our part in Northeast Indiana to be ready to attract new employers and grow the ones that are in the ground today.
Is there a risk at not doing anything? Is there a risk, by saying, hey, this is a nice thing to do, 1 million, but if we don't get there, what's the risk?
Absolutely. We know today in the global marketplace that work goes to where there's talent to do the work. Internet, transportation, goods, logistics, all that kind of thing. We know that employers they're going to produce. They're going to stand up and they're going to be competitors in the marketplace. If we don't have the talent, they'll take that work elsewhere and the jobs that go with them.
There is a transformation that's going on in Fort Wayne right now and has been for a while. I began my career there many years ago in the early 80s. So a lot has changed. The Regional Cities Initiative, $42 million committed. You've committed about $26 million of that. Talk about the projects that are really transforming, two in particular, the Skyline Tower project and the Landing, because they get right to this talent attraction piece.
They really do. They add a new dimension to our downtown, a high-rise 13-story building with residents on the way up and commercial on the ground floor, new restaurants and so forth. It is really cool to see people living downtown. That's a part of normal life now, walking dogs. I do the dog count at lunch to see people living downtown now. Then the Landing project brings a new dimension in terms of entertainment and other commercial use downtown, a whole block. And all this fits together and leads to the riverfront, which we think will be a huge project when we get the funding lined up for that.
And certainly Parkview Field a few years ago sparked a lot of activity as well. But this is a regional focus. So you've got 11 counties, Allen, you've got 11 counties in total there. What about other projects out in the region? Warsaw, for example.
You bet. Warsaw's got a great project called the Buffalo Street Project, residents. It'll tie downtown all the way to their lakefront. It's amazing transformation. Outdated homes will be replaced with new and attractive things to bring people downtown again.
Yeah. Is there buy-in? Because that's been one of the big challenges in Indiana, across the state. People not really buying into this whole regional thing and buying in to the need for quality of place, quality of life projects.
You ought to talk to mayors and commissioners, people living there, and know what a transformational issue this is for them. They're doing projects that they had on, they would be on the shelf today if it were not for this gap funding that we've gotten from the state. You go to a small community like North Manchester, they had a church youth group that raised the principal money, the private side money, to do an early learning center. It's an amazing project, and that's happening because the state stepped up in a very strong leadership role.
Yeah, we'll look at some pictures from Huntington as well. As we wrap up, these are physical projects that are really transforming the landscape. What about next steps and programs you're going to put in place to get the people, to keep the people and also get them there?
The projects are great. The projects, we need to sell the community and the projects to the world now. It's about talent attraction. So we're going to have intentional outreach efforts to sell and raise the brand identity of our region in this state. We're going to focus on internships to better connect to young professionals and students as they work-based learning opportunities and so forth. And we're already operating a regional talent portal so people will know what kind of opportunities here, coupled to being, we want to be a semi-cool, if not a very cool community to sell to these young people.
And final question just on the private sector involvement, Sweetwater Sound. There's so many companies up there. I know they're actively engaged.
Oh, actively. You can't do this without great leadership, and that's what they're doing.
John Sampson, CEO of the Northeast Indiana Regional Partnership. A lot going on in Fort Wayne and Northeast Indiana. John, thanks for joining us. Look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you.